अरे यस नो बोल दो, ये खराब बात है।
Yes,
यू
sir.
किड्स रिमेंबर कि हम लोग डियोलॉजिकल थ्योरी कर चुके हैं?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So there are two more theories remaining, which though basically are in course, not in your course, but they are taught whenever these ethical theories are taught. So these theories are taught. One is social justice theory. Second is ethics of care. And social justice is not much that you are never gonna think about a person's welfare only. Whenever you are taking any decision, the first and foremost decision regarding for you to take is to look whether the social justice is being provided to the society at large or not. It is not about a person or a small group or a select group. It is about the overall society. So whenever any ethical decision you are required to take, you are required to look into the facets, how many facets or how many groups are there, and whether your decision is going to be able to beneficial to provide benefits to all the groups or not. If not, then the decision is not going to be called as ethical. And in country like ours, wherein so many castes are there, so many creeds are there, so many religions are there, this social justice theory is applicable in a very serious manner. Because if at any point of time any group wants to provide benefit to only a select number of people, then the social justice is demolished, and then the repression, the other groups who are overlooked, they feel repressed and they start revolting, and that actually tarnishes the entire social infrastructure. So the social justice theory is applicable in country like ours in a very serious manner. Whenever anybody tries to disrupt this social justice concept, then the social society starts revolting, right? And ethics of care is that your ultimate agenda is to provide the benefit to the other people. You don't look into the returns part. See, एक हम लोगों को ना एक पुराना डायलॉग सिखाया गया है that what goes around comes around. हम जो देते हैं हमको वही मिलता है, right? So if you want to do good, if you are doing good, then only you can expect good. If you are not doing good, then you cannot expect the good part. This concept is applicable to the societies and companies as well. If companies don't start taking care of their customers, if companies don't start taking care of the society in which they are operating, if companies don't start taking care of the country and the regular legal system of that country, then the country, society, or the people or customers would actually start ignoring the. In order to provide sustainability to any company, this ethics of care concept is applicable in a very large manner. And this ethics of care is applicable to almost all the companies because they are required to apply this decision making process under the umbrella of ethics of care. If they are not taking care of all those things applicable on that company, then things are going to become nasty. But this was the quick part. So I am finishing this. I just need to start this part. राइट? इज माई स्क्रीन विजिबल? मैं शेयर कर पा रहा हूँ तुम लोगों के साथ अभी भी, और इट हैज स्टॉप
Yes,
शेयरिंग?
sir.
ओके फाइन. सो दिस इंटरनेशनल कोड ऑफ एथिक्स इज
Sir.
विजिबल. बोल बेटा. कौन बोला था बता, क्या हुआ? हेलो, चलो जाओ. Anyway, and before we start discussing this international code of ethics, we just need to understand how and why this international trade happens. मुझे सबसे पहले ये समझना है कि why countries start selling or purchasing goods from other countries. Because as we know that whenever we are purchasing any item from anybody, that simply means we are giving them the cost part plus the profit part. Say if I am selling you and let's say this marker I am trying to sell you, right? So I would be asking you the price, the cost of this marker, as well as the profit that I intend to earn on this marker. Say 10 rupees was the marker price and 2 rupees the profit that I determine that I should be getting from you. So overall price to you is gonna become 12 rupees. So whenever we purchase any item from anybody, then we are getting cost plus profit, which is gonna become the price for us as a country. and that would actually make the things more expensive in our country because we have started paying profits to other guys. Otherwise, if we had we been producing those items in our country, then we would have been richer. Our cost would be lesser. है कि नहीं? And you could might have seen in your families also. If your moms are making sweets, then those sweets are definitely cost effective than the sweets available in the market. In from market, whenever you purchase, you start paying the price of packaging. You start paying price of the ACs installed in the shop. You start paying price of the salaries of the employees working in that shop. हम सब कुछ देना शुरू करते हैं whenever we start purchasing any item from any shop. And same thing if it is being prepared by our parents in our home, then it becomes more cost effective. वो घर में ज्यादा अच्छे से, and this example can applied on daily basis. Let's say food we are eating 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, है ना? And if we start purchasing this breakfast, lunch, and dinner from market, our daily expenses would skyrocket. और अगर हमको ये घर का बना मिल जाता है, then expenses remain under control. So whenever we purchase any item from anybody, we start paying the cost plus profit part. Same is applicable to the country. Whenever we start purchasing items from other countries, we pay them cost plus profit part. So my basic question is, why do this international trade happens? And majorly in a country like ours, 130 crores we are. You can create some 10 or 15 countries out of our country. हमारे देश से 15-20 देश निकल जाएंगे तो भी कोई खास फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. So this is the population size, and whenever we purchase any item from any country, we take away the employment opportunities from our own population. है कि नहीं? And the more people are unemployed, the more social distress would be there. क्योंकि जिस आदमी के पास काम नहीं होगा, उसको कमाने का सोर्स नहीं होगा. अगर वो अपना पैसा लीगल सोर्सेस से नहीं कमा पा रहा है, तो वो इलीगल काम करेगा. है कि नहीं? And whenever any person is involved in illegal trades or practices, they start harming the other citizens, they start harming the society, they start harming the country. Because by doing illegal work, you start harming anybody and everybody. It is only profit to you, and just every person is suffering. So, in country like ours, I believe this international trade is something which is very very bad. With so many people, अभी भी कितने सारे लोग unemployed पड़े हुए हैं. So we should, instead of purchasing items from other countries, we should start producing those items from in our own country. And let's not discuss the technology part. कि हम बहुत high end technology वाला नहीं बना सकते. Though Indian scientists are best, they are employed in each and every space tech company. They are sitting at the top positions. The brain that Indian population carries, and this is my personal experience also. I have been to a couple of countries, 3, 4, 5 countries I have worked, right? So I seriously can vouch for this contention that Indian brain is one of the best brains. हमारे पास rational logic and quantitative ability, हर चीज हमारे पास यहाँ पे घर पे है. So Indian brains, whenever they join any company across the globe, they always tend to reach the top. बाहर अगर किसी भी कंट्री में चले जाओ, you would very rarely find a poor Indian. बहुत मुश्किल से मिलता है. You go to any country, you would find people performing street art, think to earn money, people performing on the streets to by singing songs or doing some other magic tricks to earn money. क्योंकि कई कंट्रीज में begging is a crime, लेकिन कई कंट्रीज में begging still is prevalent. तो बाहर की कंट्रीज में इंडियन बेगर्स नहीं मिलते. बाहर की कंट्री में इंडियन वो पुअर स्ट्रीट परफॉर्मर्स नहीं मिलते. बाहर की कंट्रीज में वो रोड पे रहने वाले इंडियंस नहीं, राइट? जबकि आपको रेस्ट ऑफ द कंट्रीज एंड पॉपुलेशन इज स्टिल फाउंड इन सम ऑफ द ड्रजिएस्ट ऑफ कंडीशंस. तो हमारा ब्रेन बेस्ट है, हमारे पास पॉपुलेशन बहुत सारी है, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस extensively large population, we actually are able to charge the least labor cost. है कि नहीं? हमारा इतना सारा लोग है कि हम अगर सबको एम्प्लॉयमेंट देते हैं तो भी हमारी लेबर कॉस्ट बहुत कम रहती है. This is the reason when there was a time when India was one of the biggest source of outsourcing. बाहर की कई सारी कंट्रीज ने हमारे यहाँ अपना बिजनेस प्रोसेस आउटसोर्स किए थे. बीपीओ तुम लोगों ने शायद नाम सुना हो, तुम लोग छोटे रहोगे लेकिन शायद नाम सुना हो बीपीओ, बिजनेस प्रोसेस आउटसोर्सिंग. But still, we are the largest population density wise. Even density wise, China don't stand in front of us. China is three times or three and a half times larger than us, I believe, or four times or five times. मुझे exact size ratio नहीं पता है, but it is 3 to 5 times larger, and its population is hardly 20 or 30 crores more than us. Within a span of 20 to 25 years, it is predicted that India's population would surpass China's population. Right? So density wise, we are the largest population. That's why we are able to charge the least cost of production. Labor cost हमारे सबसे कम है. And with that least cost of production, we are actually able to produce items at a more economical prices or cost. And with those economical cost of prices, we are able to sell our products globally. Like Chinese have done it. उनका सामान सबसे सस्ता होता है. That's why they are able to sell it globally. You go to any country in Europe, you go to any country in American continents, even you go to African continents, you can find Chinese products in Nigeria, you can find Chinese products in South Africa, you can find Chinese products in any other country. Only because they have a large population, only because their labor cost is minimum. That's why they are able to produce in maximum numbers and they are able to sell their products at a cheaper price. Though quality of their products is also under question because they are not taking care of the quality quotient into their consideration while they are producing, but still दुनिया जानती है कि उनके प्रोडक्ट की क्वालिटी खराब है, लेकिन सारी दुनिया खरीदती है. Even if I ask in your class how many kids are carrying the mobiles which are China made, some 30-35% I can find even in your class without having ever seen you kids face to face. तुम सबको कभी जिंदगी में फेस टू फेस नहीं देखा, लेकिन सब मैं अभी से अंदाजा लगा बता रहा हूँ कि सब 40% मोबाइल्स आर चाइना में. That is the effect of cost effectiveness that they have acquired because their labor cost is minimum. ठीक? So same thing can be applied to our country. That's why we should not be involved in international trade, at least not in purchasing. We should be involved more in selling rather than purchasing. So why the hell this international trade happens? This is the first question. Now anybody can help me out in terms of understanding why this international trade happens. हम लोग बाहर से सामान खरीदते क्यों
Hello,
हैं?
sir.
हाँ बता बेटा.
Sir, it allows each nation to specialize one way or the other in the productions of goods and services, sir. This is the one point for me.
नहीं समझ में आया बेटा. Relationship
Hello,
with
sir.
other countries. Relationship with other countries.
Hello, sir.
हाँ बता बेटा.
Sir, it allows each nation to specialize. Hello, sir.
हाँ मैं सुन रहा हूँ. Your voice is loud and clear, son. No issues.
So it allows each nation to specialize one way or other in the productions of goods and services, sir.
Beta, if we are not producing any item from in our country, then how we are supposed to become an expert in that? मैं भी तो जो 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 पॉइंट उठाया वही मैं भी कह रहा हूँ कि if we start producing the items in our own country, then we can become expert, and even the quality is gonna improve of the Indian products.
Yes, sir.
है ना?
Yeah.
तो we should not be involved in international trade. हमको तो करना ही नहीं चाहिए इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड, है कि नहीं? बाहर सामान
Yes,
खरीदना बंद कर
sir.
देते हैं. So international trade is bad for us. Such a bad thing that you kids have accepted. I've told you so many times, textbooks are always correct. Textbooks carry the information which is timeless. We only can argue about the points that are presented in textbooks, but textbook information is always correct. right? So let's try and identify why this international trade, because globally all the countries are involved in international trade. सब कंट्री जो बात मैंने तुमको आज बताई कि कॉस्ट इफेक्टिवनेस आती है, एफिशिएंसी आती है, एक्सपर्टीज आती है, द मोर वी प्रोड्यूस द मोर एक्सपर्ट वी बिकम, एंड दिस इज एप्लीकेबल इन आवर फ्रॉम आवर पर्सनल लाइफ. द डे यू स्टार्टेड लर्निंग हाउ टू वॉक, ठीक, तो शुरू शुरू में कई बार गिरे थे, बट यू नेवर लेफ्ट वॉकिंग, दैट्स व्हाई नाउ यू कैन रन आल्सो, यू कैन जंप आल्सो. वॉकिंग से रिलेटेड हर एक्टिविटी तुम लोग आज कर सकते हो, बिकॉज यू नेवर स्टॉप्ड वॉकिंग. हैड यू बीन अ किड, स्मॉल किड, तब पेरेंट्स ने कह दिया होता मेरा बच्चा है, मेरी बेटी गिर गई है इसलिए नहीं चलने देंगे उसको कभी भी, then you would not have learned how to walk even today. लेकिन हम जितना ज्यादा पैदल चले, जितना ज्यादा we started walking, the more expert we became, right? And this thing is applicable in companies. The more we produce any item, the more we will be able to improve the quality of it. And जितना ज्यादा क्वालिटी बढ़ेगा, उतना ही ज्यादा कस्टमर सेटिस्फेक्शन हमारे पास आएगा, ठीक. And customer satisfaction is the only thing after which every company is there. We are studying this paper, ethics, law, and business, only to provide maximum possible satisfaction to the customer, so that somewhere down the line our company starts taking the action which are giving maximum happiness and satisfaction to the customer. That's why we are gonna become the ethical company. That's why we are gonna join, start practicing the things which are only ethical. That's why we are gonna provide benefits to society. ठीक, एथिक्स ऑफ केयर अभी हम लोगों ने पढ़ा, सोशल जस्टिस अभी हम लोगों ने पढ़ा, डियोंटोलॉजिकल थ्योरी हम लोगों ने अभी पढ़ी, कर्म किया जाए, गीता का ज्ञान, राइट? ऑल दोस थिंग्स वी हैव जस्ट स्टडी विद ए सिंगल इंटेंशन कि हम लोग वी आर गोना प्रोवाइड मैक्सिमम बेनिफिट टू द कस्टमर, वी आर गोना प्रोवाइड मैक्सिमम जस्टिस टू द कस्टमर, and once it is there, then only customer will start purchasing and repurchasing the items from us, and then we are going to become the successful company. ठीक? So international trade happens globally, it happens. Now let's try to understand why it happens. क्यों होता है international trade? Anybody? Now you are required to support the textbook. Supporting teacher's idea was bad idea. Please help me supporting the textbook. कोई बताएगा कुछ? कैसे बताएं कि इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड में क्या अच्छी बात है?
So without international trade, nation would be limited to the goods and services produced within their own borders.
This statement actually is partially correct, because as it happens that no country is self-sufficient. ऐसा नहीं है कि दुनिया की हर चीज हर कंट्री में उगती है या वहां पे बनाई जाती है. And if there are certain raw materials missing, then it is a guarantee that the products related to that raw material are not going to be formed, are not going to be manufactured. ठीक है ना? And as it happens that since we are purchasing the raw material from one country, then it is not that कि वो कंट्री में उस प्रोडक्ट की जरूरत नहीं होगी जो उस रॉ मटेरियल से बनता है. सो कंट्रीज वुड स्टार्ट एक्सचेंजिंग द रॉ मटेरियल विद द फिनिश प्रोडक्ट. वो हमको ज्यादा रॉ मटेरियल देंगे, हमसे कम फिनिश प्रोडक्ट ले लेंगे. दैट वुड बिकम आवर प्रॉफिट पार्ट. इसे we purchase the raw material worth 100 crore and then we supplied the goods worth 80 crore, and 20 crore is the profit, and the 20 crore products we can sell in the other market and other international markets, and we are gonna run the money. So yes, it is correct that countries are not self-sufficient, and with this information boom that we are seeing right now, जो तुम लोगों के हाथ में आज की तारीख में दुनिया की किसी भी बड़ी से बड़ी लाइब्रेरी से बड़ी ताकत है, that is a mobile phone. ठीक, you are able to connect to anything and everything because of your mobile phone. So information boom is happening, and because of this information boom, you are able to know what a person sitting in Switzerland right now is doing. If you are the member of Google Maps, then you can zoom into any part of the earth. I have visited Kailash Parvat twice because of Google Maps. ठीक, वहां कभी गया असली में नहीं गया, बट आई हैव सीन कैलाश पर्वत फ्रॉम टॉप टू बॉटम, क्योंकि गूगल मैप्स थे. आई वॉज एबल टू, गूगल अर्थ, नॉट गूगल मैप्स, गूगल अर्थ, गूगल अर्थ, सॉरी. I was able to zoom in. I was able to see the mountain from very close proximity. So now we are able to understand what is happening in other countries, how well or bad the people living in those countries are performing, how well their governments are taking care of them, how well the people are responding to the government's request. All those things are known to us. And if we start looking at the wellness of life, then we start comparing also. तुम सब लोग आज पढ़ाई कर रहे हो, उसका एक सिंपल एजेंडा है that all of you have seen the people who are more qualified, they get better jobs. If they get better jobs, then they start getting more money as salary, and with more money they are able to procure more items of happiness, or more items which can provide them an easy way of life, right? So all of you are trying to improve your lifestyle because of these studies, and that has happened because we have seen few other people who are more qualified and living a better life. So जैसे ही हमको इन्फॉर्मेशन मिलता है ना कि सामने वाला आदमी इतने अच्छे या बुरे तरीके से रह रहा है, we start comparing. If he is living in a better, worse condition than ours, then we don't try to become like him. But somebody, if he is living better than us, then we start comparing, and then we start doing the things which he has done. And this you can see anywhere. Can you imagine some 20 years ago how good this place where this university is right now? Anybody has visited downtown university till now? किसी ने विजिट किया यहाँ पे?
सर बाहर से किया है, बाहर से देखा है मैं,
बाहर से देखा है?
Yes, sir.
अंदर गए नहीं.
नो इश्यूज. आजकल तो वैसे भी बच्चों का आना मना है, तो उसमें कोई बुराई नहीं है.
हेलो सर.
हाँ बता बेटा.
हाँ मैं अंदर गई हूँ.
ओके फाइन. सो you know the path to reach the university. वो रास्ता तो देखा हुआ है ना, अंदर गई है क्योंकि, है ना? And just imagine how good or bad this path was.
Editor only, sir.
है बेटा?
What?
Let me
I'm the ex-student of editor.
अरे तो फिर तो बहुत ही अच्छी बात है. तू मुझे बस इतना बता बेटा कि ये जगह आज से 20 साल पहले कैसी रही? क्या इतनी शॉप्स होंगी यहाँ पे? क्या इतनी सारी गाड़ियां आती होंगी यहाँ पे?
सर 2010 में बस ब्लॉक ए ही था खाली.
नहीं बेटा, मैं तो 20 years की
2010
बात कर रहा हूँ. तू 10 years बता रहा है, मैं 20
उससे
years
पहले
पहले
तो
की
और
बात कर रहा हूँ.
शॉप्स वगैरह कुछ नहीं थे
कुछ
सर,
नहीं
शॉप्स
था.
वगैरह उतने.
ठीक, but somehow this university started functioning, and because of the university, the number of people, the footfall started increasing, and because of that footfall, the people started opening their businesses, small businesses or shops, and now the people started copying one another when they saw that one such multimillionaire is able to open a university in a hilltop. Then they identified this place as a business opportunity, and then they started doing the business of their own in this play area, and then now the business is booming. So many people are there who are earning their house rent, who are earning their shop profits, who are earning their services profits, who are running the taxi services, and number of things are happening around here, only because one person started creating a business at this place. See? So we compare, and when we compare, then we copy. Anybody who is better than we start copying. Same thing is applicable to the international business. When we see that people living in other countries are using such and such product, and their lives is happier than ours, then we at least try to procure those products. When we try to procure the products which are available in foreign countries, then the first question is whether we are technologically so advanced or well prepared to produce that product internally or not. If we are, then fine, we are going to produce it internally. And if we are not, then we are going to purchase the products. So this is the first thing behind the international trade, that we try to provide the best quality products to the population. It is the government agenda to provide the best possible quality products to the population, and that's why they involve themselves in the international trade, so that the time process to produce the product, to install a factory and produce the product, becomes minimal. But this is a sundry issue. The most important issue behind international trade is the opportunity cost. And if anybody knows the concept of opportunity cost, then fine. Otherwise, I'll have to. Do you know the concept of opportunity cost? Cost of opportunity, opportunity cost. जानते हो क्या?
Yes, sir.
है बेटा? I believe that most of the kids don't know it. So let's start understanding the concept of opportunity cost first.
So actually, sir, what one's what one sacrifice and what we want gain, sir. Actually,
अरे वाह! See, this is this is very correct definition, but not in exact language that the textbooks are promoting. Let me give you the language that textbooks are trying to tell us. Opportunity cost is the cost of not getting the next best product. ठीक? So let's try to understand it with an example. Say me and one of your batchmate is going to give you any kid. Let's say who is the last message is from Sapna. So me and any kid from this class, we have a product, and two kids in this class are willing to purchase the product. Okay. The price that we have determined in our brain is, let's say, 100 rupees, and we are going to sell the product to two kids, एक चिन्मय एक सपना, इनको हम बेचेंगे. Chinmay is willing to pay us 110 rupees and Sapna is willing to pay us 120 rupees. So no matter to whom we sell, क्योंकि हमारा प्राइस बेस प्राइस घर का प्राइस था 100 रुपीज था, तो no matter whom we sell, there is gonna be profit for us. If this much is clear, then let me go ahead. इतना इतना क्लियर है, इतनी बात. तुम्हारी क्लास के दो बच्चे सपना एंड चिन्मय, इनको हम ये प्रोडक्ट बेचेंगे. प्रोडक्ट प्राइस इज 100 रुपीज. तो हम चाहे सपना 110 में खरीदेगी, चिन्मय 120 में खरीदेगा. ठीक. हम चाहे किसी को भी बेचे, प्रॉफिट तो हमारा पक्का आएगा ही आएगा. तो यहाँ पे कोई कॉस्ट हमारी जेब से जाएगी क्या?
Sir. No, sir.
If we sell the product to Sapna, then the opportunity cost is 10 rupees. The amount of profits foregone by not choosing the next best alternative is the opportunity cost. ठीक? And we can choose to sell the product to any kid because of certain other considerations. Those considerations we are going to discuss later, but opportunity cost is the cost that we pay, we tend to forego by not choosing the next best alternative. ठीक? And opportunity cost is the only thing which determines the international trade. So if any other country is coming to our country to establish its own factory, then they would start utilizing our idle resources, land, building, machine, material and labor. वो हमारा ये सब इस्तेमाल करेंगे. And in the end, the product cost of production of the product in our country should be lesser than the cost of production in their own country. The cost of labor in USA is very high. Cost of labor in Canada is very high. Cost of labor in Australia is very high. Mostly people actually do all the jobs on their own. उन लोगों को घर का सारा, वो लोग घर की दीवारें पेंट करना तो क्या, बनाना भी जानते हैं. So because the cost of labor is very high, हम most of us might have this house help. घर पे हमारे कोई काम करने शायद आता होगा, जो घर में आके क्लीनिंग कर देता होगा, शायद डिशेस वॉश कर देता होगा, ऐसा कोई ना कोई जरूर होगा, ठीक, विच इज नोन एज हाउस हेल्प। हम सब लोग हायर करते हैं, लेकिन nobody in foreign countries ever hires the house help. When I was in last time when I hired a house help, तो the help came to clean the house. मैं नया नया शिफ्ट हुआ था वहाँ पे, that was Johannesburg, right? तो जो घर मेरे को मिला वो थोड़ा गंदा था, तो मैंने कहा कि ठीक है, मुझे कोई जो लैंड मकान मालिक था उसको मैंने बोला कि आप मुझे कोई ना क्लीनर सर्विस वाला बता दो नंबर, मैं उसको हायर कर लूंगा, वो घर आके साफ कर देगा। So one maid came and she cleaned the house, and at the end of the day, she charged me 250 rands. Rand is the currency of South Africa. See? So she charged me 250 rands, and one rand is equal to 5 Indian rupees. तो जब उसने आके मुझसे ना एक दिन घर साफ करने का 2,500 रुपया लिया, नहीं, तो 250 into 5 कितना हुआ, 1,250, हाँ, 1,250 रुपये जब लिया तो मेरी आंखें खुल गई। When I was in US, तो I never used to give my clothes to laundry services. मैं अपने क्लोथ्स अपने खुद के घर के बाथरूम में धोता था, और जो हमारी बिल्डिंग थी, मल्टी स्टोरी बिल्डिंग थी, तो उसके पीछे जो एसी डक्ट्स होते थे, उन एसी डक्ट्स पे रख के मैं अपने कपड़े सुखाता। एंड देन फाइनली आई शिफ्टेड टू अनदर बिल्डिंग, जहाँ पे वॉशिंग सर्विसेज बेसमेंट में लगा रखी थी। तो वहां पे एवरीबडी, they never used to have the laundry services. Everybody used to come down to the basement. वो अपना सारा का सारा कपड़ा उस मशीन में रखते थे, वो मशीन में ही सुखा के घर के वापस ऊपर लेके जाते। So labor is so expensive. So whenever the cost of production in one country is lower, the other countries would start producing the product in that country wherever the cost of production is lowest. That's why the China is able to produce globally for the global market. वो अपनी पॉपुलेशन के लिए कभी प्रोड्यूस नहीं करता है, दे प्रोड्यूस ओनली फॉर द ग्लोबल मार्केट। ऐसी बहुत सारी चीजें जो उनके इस्तेमाल भी नहीं होती, इवन लाइक अपने दिवाली के दिए वगैरह, ठीक, अपने जो दिवाली के आइडल्स होते हैं, हमारे भगवान लोग की मूर्तियां वो बनाते हैं। Nobody is going to purchase our gods idols over there, but they produce only for the purpose of us, because the cost of production is even lesser in that country as compared to our country. That's why the globe started purchasing the product from China. So opportunity cost is sole contention behind the international trade. Other concepts are applicable, that no country is self-sufficient. The countries would need other products also in order to produce purchase other products. They are required to start the international trade. So many logics have been given, but opportunity cost is the core content behind this entire discussion. Okay. And now, if we are going to produce in other countries, then we are required to follow the ethics of that country or our country. I can give you an example. Japan is advanced, more advanced than us, and the code of ethics that is be followed in Japan is different. And we are again a developing country, and the code of ethics followed in our country is different. There is very simple contention. In Japan, they provide maximum possible respect to the senior people. But Japan is the country wherein almost every second senior citizen dies alone in his home. See? But if a senior person is working in a company, then the companies are going to provide maximum respect to him, maximum money to him, maximum authority to him. But India is a young country. India, there is a maximum possible number of youngsters, and in India, rewards automatically are awarded to the people whose performances are maximum. ठीक, clear है इतना, ये दो लाइनें, that in India performances are measured, in Japan seniority is measured. अगर ये दोनों बातें क्लियर है तो मैं आगे चलूं फिर।
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So if we start our company or operations in Japan, or Japanese start their operations in India, whose ethics we should follow or they should follow. And this is a bigger question. Let's say if Nigeria is a country which is in very bad shape these days. So if we start producing our products in Nigeria, because it's in African continent, they have abundance of raw material. वहाँ पे raw material बहुत सारे हैं, बहुत ज़्यादा है, and we can purchase the raw materials in the cheapest possible price in Nigeria. And since the country itself is not economically advanced, that's why the cost of labor is also lesser in Nigeria. So if we start establishing our factory in Nigeria, then the ethical standards in Nigeria are different from our country and they are even lesser than our country. Corruption is rampant. तुम लोग अभी सोचते हो कि इंडिया में करप्शन ज्यादा है. Just try and visit any country which is in Africa. South Africa हो, Nigeria हो, any country. Somalia हो, कोई सी भी तुम चले जाओ. Corruption is like I cannot even explain. मतलब आदमी वहां पे उठता इसलिए करप्शन कर सके. वहां पे गवर्नमेंट ऑफिसर्स उठते इसलिए कि उनको ब्राइब लेनी है. वो ऑफिस जाते इसलिए कि उनको ब्राइब लेनी है. राइट. सो what should we do if we start working in Nigeria or Somalia? क्या करना चाहिए? Should we follow the ethics of Nigeria or Somalia, or should we keep on continuing with the ethics that we as Indians are carrying?
So I think so. Their ethics should
Amita?
follow, sir, because I think so, sir. We should follow their ethics because this is their country, sir.
हाँ, because the first contention for all the companies is that they have to follow the law of land. Law of land is the global concept. हम जिस कंट्री में हैं हमको वहां का लॉ फॉलो करना हमारे लिए कंपल्शन, लीगल कंपल्शन है. अदरवाइज द कंट्री कैन बैन अस. लॉ ऑफ लैंड तो हमको फॉलो करना ही चाहिए. बट whenever it comes to the question of ethics, the companies are expected to follow the ethics of a better country. जो भी कंट्रीज ज्यादा एडवांस है, जो भी कंट्रीज ज्यादा बेटर है, जिसके भी एथिकल स्टैंडर्ड्स आर बेटर, द कंपनीज आर रिक्वायर्ड टू फॉलो द बेटर कोड ऑफ एथिक्स प्रिवेलेंट इन एनी ऑफ द कंट्री. अगर हम लोग अमेरिका जाके काम करते हैं, जापान जाके काम करते हैं, देन वी आर रिक्वायर्ड टू फॉलो द बेटर कोड ऑफ एथिक्स. और अगर हम लोग नाइजीरिया जाके काम करते हैं तो भी वी आर रिक्वायर्ड टू फॉलो द बेटर कोड ऑफ एथिक्स. सो अगर हम जापान जाएंगे तो वी आर रिक्वायर्ड टू फॉलो जापानीज कोड. अगर हम लोग नाइजीरिया जाएंगे देन वी आर रिक्वायर्ड टू फॉलो द इंडियन. गेटिंग इट? किसी बच्चे ने कोई टेक्स्ट मैसेज किया या क्या है?
Sir,
हाँ बताओ.
sir, who's gonna decide which is better?
Nobody is gonna decide. It is the economic condition, it is the status of that country in the global market. Everybody knows that Nigeria is an underdeveloped country. Everybody knows that Somalia is underdeveloped country. Everybody knows that India is a developing country. And everybody knows that Japan is the developed country. ठीक? ये सबको पता है. So we are required to follow the better code of ethics. If a developing country is going to underdeveloped country, then the code of ethics of developing countries would apply. If a developing country is going to the developed country, take India to Japan, then again the developing country is required to follow the developed code of ethics. Nowhere they can claim कि साहब हमारे ऐसा होता है इसलिए हम ऐसा करेंगे. Land of law is correct, but code of ethics we are always assumed, required, directed, and stated to follow the better code of ethics, never the underdeveloped code of ethics. And there is no decision maker. Ethics के बारे में पहले ही बता चुका. Ethics is voluntary. Ethics is internal. Ethics come from the internal brain process और जिसे कहते हैं दिल से आता है. So ethics come from heart. Ethics come from culture. So companies are required to follow the code of ethics, which is basically internal. There is no rule of book, no book of rule जहाँ पे हर चीज लिखी हो, but they are required to follow the code of ethics voluntarily, and which is better. Clear? तो मैं आगे चलूँ फिर. Because now I need to explain those technical issues. Or how much time is left with me? Only 2-3 minutes. Beta, I am finishing this class here because I need to discuss this transfer pricing, which is a key concept in our further discussion. If possible, then you should go through with the concept of transfer pricing. And in next class, I would try to start the class with a question: कि what is transfer pricing? ठीक है? अगर तुम लोग मुझे बताओगे तो ज़्यादा अच्छा रहेगा, वरना मैं तो बताऊंगा ही. ठीक? There is no escape from transfer pricing now, which is another concept followed in international trade. ठीक है? And I am finishing this class right here because transfer pricing takes some time, and I need that much time which is not left with me. ठीक? So I'm finishing the class here. Let's meet in the next class, which is gonna happen after Diwali. So happy Diwali to all of you. Enjoy.
Thank
Don't.
you. Happy Diwali.
Yes,
हैप्पी
sir.
दिवाली सर.
Same to you.
Thank you,
Thank
beta.
you,
Happy Diwali,
sir.
sir.
Same to you.
And nobody
To
should
your family, sir.
get
Thank you
hurt
so much.
during this vacation. कोई भी ऐसा काम, कोई भी
Thank
ऐसा
you, sir.
स्टंट मत करना कि चोट लगे. ठीक है? No stunts, no getting hurt, and let's meet in the next class. Happy Diwali. Bye.
थैंक यू
Yes,
सर.
sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome, beta.